Right, yeah. Good. Sorry, bit of a yawn there before we start. And here we go again. Well, no, do we go again? That's the question. So, I've given up with the last book, as we know. I can't do it anymore. It was just too painful to read. But we do have a new book, but kind of like. So I don't know what Kindle does, but it kind of just adds books into my library and behind my back. I can't remember clicking on it, and it just says new. So I'm tempted to find out what it's all about, really, because hey, if Amazon is recommending it, then it's sure to be shit, as they say. Well, I don't know. Do I say that? Probably not. I don't know what anyone says anymore. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? Someone said that my podcast is very quiet, so I do apologise for that. Just accept it and move on. I don't want to be shouty. I don't want to be angry. I just want to be calm. I think that's what it's all about, really. There's chaos in my life. Everything in my home life's very loud. Everything's very loud. I don't want loudness. I just want calm. I just want to chill. I just want to breathe and just know that I'm okay, I suppose. With the ADHD stuff and all the noise going on in my head, sometimes I like a calm environment where I can just hear music or just chillax. So that's where we're at. I don't really have stories anymore. I used to have stories. I feel like I don't. We don't talk about biscuits anymore, which I feel is a shame, because everyone should talk about biscuits. But yes, I've got. I went to a fossil festival, a festival of fossils, and that was interesting, but boring, nevertheless. Anyway, less about this malarkey. Let's go and find something to read. Hold on a minute, people are wandering around. And Kindle. There we go. Oh, everyone's walking past my car today. Just to chat. Wait, let me wind my window up. There we go. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Hello again. Goodbye. Looking at me strangely. Yes, I'm podcasting. No one really knows what I'm podcasting about, and everyone's just wandering around in the sun. I think we might have to stop. Oh no, we're going in. Right, chapter 1. Clodagh. The GH is silent like Yoda with a CL. Clodagh. Okay, well that made no fucking sense whatsoever, but I'm sure it does later on. New York, home of Broadway, bagels and billionaires. Is New York home of Broadway, bagels and billionaires? I can't remember bumping into billionaires everywhere. When I went to bagels, yes, with New York Bagel, I understand that. I understand the people's requirement for that, so that makes sense. Everyone's on my game here. Oh, sounds like you're on the game. Who wouldn't want a slice of that big apple pie? I thought apple pie was in New York. Or is it? If anyone lives in New York who perhaps accidentally stumbles on this podcast, if you could let me know if New York is the home of a big apple pie, and if so, how big is that apple pie? That's the question. Here we go. Back in my Irish seaside village, I dreamed of this slice. I knew what to expect. Yoga in Central Park at dawn, breakfast at Magnolia Bakery, cocktails at the Rockefeller Center. It just sounds like a tourist advert, doesn't it? Waking up in a penthouse suite to a Plaza Hotel, with a brooding 6 foot something gazillionaire head between my legs, who insists I soak in his hot tub, but only after he delivers multiple 5-star orgasms. Clodagh. What? I jerked my head up from wiping Guinness marinated crisps off a hardwood bar top to see my best friend's O'Reilly's smug smile. Guinness marinated crisps. You can actually probably buy them. So are we thinking that we've spilt Guinness on the crisps and she's just like licking them off? What? She stopped sweeping for a moment. It's your turn to do the men's. Yeah, I know, I bark. Here's another fact about New York. You're also home of 100 Irish bars. Yes, it is. You're never more than a block away from one. Irish bar with men who operate their dicks like heavy-duty fire hoses after a few pints. Oh, that's because everyone claims they're Irish in America, don't they? Because they want to be Irish. I eyeball the three lads propped on stools along the bar. Their clothes are covered in dust from the construction jobs, because the closest thing the pub has to a dress code is no guns. Liam, Declan and Aidan. Ah, good strong names. Regulars at the Old Dog, a small Queens-based Irish bar Orla and I have worked in for 3 months. Nice guys in their late 20s. They smile back shamelessly. They're on their 3rd pint each, and I know they're left a war zone for me to clean. They know it, I know it. Oh, okay, we're talking about pissing. And not... didn't Trevor drop his comb in the toilet? Is that Trevor? Did he do that? I feel he did. How many episodes ago was that now? That's probably about 56 or something. Anyway. They smile back shamelessly. Every evening they sit on the same bar stools, never changing stools. Never changing drinks, never changing Irish bars. What's the point of moving to New York to spend every night in the same Irish bar with the same Irish people drinking the same Irish drinks? I don't get it. I want to live in New York for as long as I wanted to live in New York for as long as I can remember. Not on the outskirts either, right bang in the heart of the Big Apple, Manhattan, strutting around the streets in Manolo Blahniks, and flashing a well-shaved leg to haul down a yellow cab. What the fuck? In reality, since Orla and I moved to Queens from Ireland a few months ago, I spent 95% of the time working here or as Uncle Sean's pub. Uncle Sean, of course it's Uncle Sean. Arguing with Orla about whose turn it is to change the barrel or fumigate the men's toilets. I wear sports shoes since Manilows are beyond my budget, and even if I could afford them, I'd be waddling like a penguin. But 5% when I see a glimpse of glitzy New York, the life I imagined back in Ireland. Priceless. Oh no, I've shot too many pages ahead. This is really, 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 really boring. Right. Priceless. I like this glitzy man. Well, I can't. Like the glitzy Manhattanite who has just walked into a bar. Guy looks in his mid-50s at the guest and wearing an expensive blue suit. Of course he's wearing an expensive blue suit. They all do in these types of books. It's always a suit, isn't it? They always roll up in a suit. Never a skirt or a kilt or dungarees. And wearing an expensive blue suit. People only visit the pub in suits if they've been to a funeral. Authentic, non-thrills Irish experience is what Sean sells. Sean sells she sells on the seesaw. He's the kind of man who would lose his shit over Granny Dearie too. Do handlebar moustaches and comb-overs become a turn-on at a certain age? Call me superficial, but those aren't the things I want between my legs. What? Who doesn't want a handlebar moustache between their legs? That's just shocking. And a comb-over. I used to go to work at one place, and the guy had a comb-over, and it was always windy in the place where he worked. And when you talk to him, if you're outside, his comb-over would start to rise up and get higher and higher and higher until it was 90 degrees off his head. and it was like waving like seaweed is the best way to describe it, like fluttering in the waves of the wind. And you'd have to look him in the eye and try and keep a straight face whilst his hair was there blowing around, all kind of starched. Best way to describe it, really, starched, and yet waving in the sea of wind. I rolled my eyes as she heard there was that moment of a mild stench of stale beer and old man smell wafted up his nostrils. I see the exact moment of a mild stench. Oh, okay. Aura stops sweeping, gawks at the newcomer in the doorway, then turns to me wide-eyed. I roll my eyes as she hurried behind the bar to join me, while the guy screams, "Tips!" She couldn't have been more obvious if she jumped onto a counter and did a victory dance. He scans the pub, taking in the Irish football jersey lining the walls, the flags and the road signs telling you how many miles you are from Ireland or part of interior, whatever. He approaches the bar, making sure his sleeves don't brush the countertop, because he's in an expensive suit, obviously. I don my most professional smile. Wasted on the other guys. Hi sir, how can I help you? What type of wine do you have? Red, I pause, or white? He thinks I'm joking. We only have one of each type, the house red or white. It's not really a wine drinking bar. I elaborate, tight defensively. I side-eye Aura for support. And what does the guy expect? Sorry. We have an extensive range of stouts and the best Guinness in New York. Aura pipes up. Mr. Suit exhales loudly, blowing air out of his plump cheeks. I'll have a Guinness, please. Coming right up. I lift my pint glass from the shelf and tilt it. I also describe how to pour beer, like none of us have seen that fucking before. He must have had a bad day if he needs a drink so bad that he can't wait to get over the bridge to Manhattan. Not the bars in Queens don't stock good wine, but wine connoisseurs aren't Uncle Sam's target market. No, he's like Iceland. They have a good red and a good white, didn't they, for a while? Literally, that's what was on the label. You only drink Aldi Dogs wine if you're drinking to forget. Oh, interesting. I talk about Sean like he's my uncle because Aura and I have been friends since we were in nappies or diapers. As I'm used to saying now, after nearly 3 months in New York, I think I'm good at the American lingo. Yeah, diapers really makes you good at American lingo. Bad day, I ask, sneaking another glance at him. He grunts in response. I smile and understand the bartender's code. Don't fucking talk to me. No one speaks again as we wait for Guinness to settle. I lift the glass under a spout to fill the head, to a rim, and place a pint in front of him. There you are, sir. Served like in Dublin. It's not. I'm a media core bartender. Yep, well, served like in Britain, then. Thanks, I reward with a dry smile as he passes over a platinum card, etched with his name. Etched is in italics, so it must be a thing. Because people don't have their cards etched. I really can't do this. This is as shit as I expected. Right, all the pouts disappointed anyone sitting at the bar is fair game, but if you're interrupting someone trying to have a quiet pint alone, you're an ass. What do you think he's doing here? She murmurs. Gaze flickers back to Mr. Suit. One leg is crossed over the other ankle over knee. His dark brow pulls together as he scowls down at his phone resting on his thigh. Visiting relatives in Queen, I whisper. Aura hums unconvinced. Maybe he has a mistress in Queens. I smirk. Maybe he's looking for a mistress in Queens. Liam clears his throat. Another one, Clodagh, when you're ready. He uses an unnecessary husky tone. His gaze catches mine and he stares back unblinking. Oh, here we go. We've finally got some information. This weird tension is all because I saw Liam's penis a few weeks after we moved on moved to New York. About to ovulate. Oh, there we go. I was feeling horny. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Now whenever I look at Liam, I see a wild glint in his eye that tells me he wants to wife me and make 10 babies. And even though he's vaguely resembles the Superman, the new Superman, when I squint, I know it means a lifetime of missionary position. Just no. Oh, there you go then. No one said to be sure yet. Or cathedral. Just saying. Coming right up, I say, breaking Liam's heady gaze. I grab a glass and pour the pale ale pump, enjoying the quiet. In an hour, the pub will be packed. Glad to see you staying, he says gruffly. Liam from Belfast, so his accent is more guttural than mine. It's made for the best sex grunts. Oh, whatever. Oh, fuck it. This is shit. No. Alright, I'm going to scan read this later, see if we can actually find anything. Find out about... oh, I can't be bothered. Let's find another book. Let's just fucking give up, shall we? Let's just call it a day. I think I'm calling it a day today. I'm too hot and bothered. I'm too tired. And I've got no followers anyway. So what's the point? So I will go and contemplate my life. Have a good one.